organization to work against animal cruelty, like any specific municipalities?
Can you speak up and repeat the question?
So my question is, like, while you were making the presentation, did you find any?
Can
such
everybody hear the
municipalities,
question?
like working very dedicated towards animal cruelty? Like, is there any some sort of act did you find?
So actually, while I was researching, I didn't find many municipalities. Like, there is no proper structure while talking about animal cruelty. But what is it? What works here is not just while complaining about animal cruelty. Not just one organization goes and complains to the police. It doesn't work. So they have to grow up with a group, and in that case only it works. So it is very backward in case of that.
That means they are just sort of working in a corrective manner, not preventing.
Yeah.
Yes. Any more questions?
So the recommendations that you provided, or say, actually I did not find a lot of substantial legal grounds of like recommendations, like generic recommendations. Do you guys have any substantial legal aspects that we can incorporate? Because you didn't give us a comparative analysis of how other countries have incorporated animal law in their legal provisions, and you also talked about India, but then it's pretty evident that even though on paper India might have like animal laws in their framework, but then we have observed how cruelly street dogs have been wiped out, right? So enforcement legal framework that there has been observed a very big gap in India as well. And another thing that I was expecting in the presentation is the aspect of corporate social responsibility with NGOs, because I feel like for any social problem to be addressed, even environmental issues, animal welfare, anything, I feel like corporate social responsibility is something that plays a big aspect. So that is something that I expected. And then also I did not find a lot of statistics, numbers in terms of data in your presentation. And also when you talked about animal welfare hotlines, there exists animal welfare hotline in Nepal as well, right? So I didn't find Katiko, it has been used by people, Katiko relevant it has like Katiko relevant it has been in the context of Nepali society. So yeah, you can answer.
Okay, so actually this was strictly based on a survey. That's why I did not cover much on outside world, but I have brought information regarding the comparative analysis where I didn't went that details. That definitely true that animal cruelty in India, like places like India does have Animal Welfare Act, but the enforcement gaps can be seen. But we cannot. It's like we should not totally adopt Animal Welfare Act of India, but we can take some of the ideas regarding cruelty that defines cruelty from India. So, yeah. Did I address?
Another question. So, like, I just want to know, like, we all are like aware that we should be loving animals, we should not be cruel to them. But like, even from my experience, we are taught not to do it, but we are not taught what should we do for them on a personal level, or like even at times when we see an abandoned like puppies and everything, it's a very like known fact even in like KU. Like every semester now and then we see box of like puppies abandoned next to the mesh, and it's not possible to adopt every puppy like every single time by everyone. So like they are abandoned and everything, and we are aware ki, like we saw like a dog luto lago thyo recently. It is recovering now. I did saw some confession about some people urging people to feed it like unsalted food, and like they did contact the vet. So I think I would expect, I would love to know like what we could do, like comparatively. Like now, yeah, the government should make framework. It's really good. Like NGOs are like trying to voice, and even now we have new government. Probably we might send the proposal to it, and like they might work on it better now. So what I want to know is like what I would expect is like what could we on a personal level do. Like we do know that there's snare cares and everything, but even they are like bad because they are the only known animal welfare shelter in Nepal. So like they cannot take every cases from every places. So I think I would love to know like the places like specifically in like district based, municipality based, and like what should we do emergency in terms of emergency, how we should contact and how we could like immediately help an animal in need.
So
Talking about your question, I do remember the scenario. There were like around 12 puppies here, and we did contact a lot of people, and everybody said was there is no shelter, we cannot keep them. So for during that time also, I thought was what was the reason is we have no collaboration between, because NGOs, INGOs, they are like organization, they are just performing solely, and we being the public, we are not supporting their needs as well. So we are someone who have always ignored the fact they exist, and we have ignored that animals do need those kind of protection. So from a personal level, I would suggest that we, being the general public, we need to put a bit force on the government. We need to be a bit aware. So the government as well needs to provide awareness on it, as well as we being the general public. I think we need to pressurize on the government, we need to pressurize on the agencies to work more, for the government to provide more, to get more funds and all. So I think that would be the major role at this context.
Yeah, and adding to her, like talking about government, we can pressure government for a proper welfare or proper act. But in another level, we can also establish things like gausalas, animal shelters, where these kinds of animals, as you said, like animal, diseased animal who are thrown, because we cannot actually adopt every puppies, every dogs or every cattle that are laid outside. Therefore, we can establish a gaushalas, we can establish a proper animal shelter so that they can get a home. So yeah. So
गौशाला बनाउने भनेपछि तैँले अब जस्तै गौशाला हामीले यति धेरै गाईको दुध कन्ज्युम गर्छौँ कि बुढो हुन्जेलसम्म त गाई कहिले पाल्दैन नि त कतिवटा गौशाला बनाउँ
One more request. I'm so sorry for interrupting, but before you ask questions, make sure that you ask questions in English because we have a guest here. She'll have a little bit of trouble in understanding Nepali, so I kindly request her to understand.
The milk consumption is a lot in this current situation.
yes.
And how many gausalas can a government establish?
Yes, so government has to fix a budget for these kind of activities, because there are definitely so many cows, cattle that are being old day by day, and even the people who are actually cattling those animals, who are the owners of that animals, I think they should protect them rather than throwing or dumping them randomly. So yes, there should be both government intervention as well as people. There is something called humanity is also there, morality is also there inside people, and I don't think such moral, or at least some educated people will not do such things. And the main thing is government should intervene in this case also, and people should be moral towards animals, so they shall not abandon their animals saying that they are lowly productive, they cannot now make more milk, so we should abandon them. So this should not happen.
It's illegal anyway.
Yeah, sorry.
It's illegal. It's against the Mulkian.
Yes. Any questions?
So as well as addressing his question, while I was like researching about the Netherlands, what I found out was there was a system of record keeping. There was a system of keeping and keeping the record who owns which animals. So if they abandon them, there was a system of punishment. So I think Nepal needs to keep a system of recording, and it has to make a committee to address those kinds of things. They have to see if someone is abandoning them or not. So I think that can be a solution for it.
And those people should be strictly punished under law. And we have the provisions where abandonment causes something like 5,000 fine and 3 to 4 months of imprisonment in Nepal right now. Okay? Clear?
But don't you think that if there are quite strict laws regarding abandoning animals, then people will stop caring about animals when they're old and just not take care of them even when they are diseased, so that they just die faster because they don't want to keep them, but the government is forcing them to keep
And
them.
the price of milk will also rise.
So what can be the solution to that thing? Strict implementation might result in taking less care of the animals by the owners.
But right now, talking about Nepal does not have strict implementation. I don't think 3,000 of fine for abandoning animal, or 3 months of imprisonment, or 2 to 3,000 or 5,000 of fine is not enough for that.
Okay, I do acknowledge that it's not enough,
Okay.
but since you suggested strict implementation of imprisonment or punishment when animals are being abandoned by people, but that will result in people just hoping their animals to die faster when they get older.
I think I would connect this with the mentality of people.
Okay.
Yeah. People must people must be moral rather than being too much logical or thinking too much regarding implementation, what will happen after animal will be old or die. I think they should be more moral in this case, because
Yeah, I think the aspect of morality comes at the very ground of this presentation, because if there was existence of morality within everybody, then the topic of animal cruelty would not stand in the first place, right? So I feel like that's what she's trying to ask. Morality ko question regarding if they're going to be loving animals, then this question of animal cruelty, the need of animal love, would not arise in the first place if everybody was moral enough to care for animals, right?
Yeah, that's true. So therefore, I think we need a proper Animal Welfare Act where, as you both said, to prevent all these things, we need a proper Animal Welfare Act where all the things regarding these kinds of issues will be addressed by the concerned and mentioned above law.
Can I ask you what the proper Animal Welfare Act for you looks like? Can you give me substantial aspects of what frameworks other countries have adopted, like actual examples? Okay, कसरी चाहिँ they've regulated animal law? What kind of acts do they have?
I think in current context we treat like KMC as like an example. Recently,
that was what I was trying
yeah,
to
it's
ask.
like
If
we
there's
have
some
mandatory chipping systems in the pets. It's like an internationally known thing. But US मा पनि if a dog gets lost or if a dog gets found, it's like chip. It's not the chip talking भनेर. And I think it's like a new concept. Like it is like Kathmanduमा, it's being adopted recently. So like hopefully by like few months, few years, it would like progress into like much more like rural places and much more places in terms of like street dogs as well, like which dog belongs to which street and like how many people will take care of them. Even the people like people should not adopt them at their home, even though if they are chipped and if they are like in the community and they are like fed, kept safely, I think it would be appropriate. And even talking about like Gaushala, I think government cannot do it collectively as a whole immediately. It would definitely take years. But like, if we as a whole, what we could do is like a community effort. If like communities, the people in the communities are aware that they should not be like धेरै पनि पर्दैन. If there's like an abandoned land or like a barren land, that could be used as a shelter for like abandoned animals to like feed them and keep them there. So I think yeah, it's like a long debate, long process, like how well our proposal, our mindset and our efforts aligns with government and how well government recognizes and how fastly and accessible the plan gets and how faster they implement, talking about like morality and what we could do, we could not. I think on personal level, when we see a dog, if we can feed it, you definitely can, and otherwise like, we could definitely pressure the government.
We'll just take one last question due to time limitation. I'm sure she had a question, right? Like in jurisprudence, we often say that animals are not natural persons, right? And I think that's the major reason why rights and obligations are not assigned to them. So, if in the present context, since you're talking about animal rights and all, what are your views on this distinction between animals being natural persons or not? Aisha,
Would you like summarize it?
like animals are natural persons त भन्दैन त like that animal animalलाई त भन्दैन त अनि animal a natural person नमानेको कारणले उसँग rights, duties, obligations को questions आउँदैन भनेर jurisprudence पढेको थियो नि त. So अब नयाँ act बनाउँदाखेरि since we'll be assigning them rights कुरा त त्यसमा चाहिँ natural person को यो जुन concept छ यो jurisprudence चाहिँ कसरी incorporate गर्न सकिन्छ अथवा यो डिस्टिङसनलाई नै हामीले एनिमललाई नै नेचुरल पर्सन मान्ने कि नमान्ने भन्ने कुरामा चाहिँ के छ?
So this is a process. Firstly, so where we are not but what we are thinking is as animals they feel the same. So we're trying to give them firstly focusing on protection as well as dignity to us. They should have a life, right? So artificial or natural, we study about two kinds of things, right? Artificial does have rights and duties as well. So we are trying to see from the lens of those kind of things, and if it's possible, we can aim for higher goals as well. So this is a beginning step for taking it forward.
So that concludes our presentations for today. I want to thank our two researchers, Ms. Aisha and Ms. Kunja Vastula, for the hard work that they have put in over the past 6 months.
It is through these efforts that we begin to build a more compassionate legal system for all beings. Most importantly, we would like to express our deepest gratitude to Ms. Julie. Your mentorship, leadership, and your commitment to establishing the Save Nepal initiative have been the foundation for everything we've discussed today. In recognition of the doors you've opened for us and your vision for animal law in Nepal, we would like to present you with a token of love. And to do the honors, I'd like to invite Mrs. Ambojan sir and Srishti ma'am.